Ballin Out season 3. We are back, getting ready. The NBA season is starting. We're getting ready to get started here with some hoops. Hoops is finally back. So, of course, your favorite podcast, Hoops Podcast, had to come back, give our takes, analysis, and things like that. So this is season 3. Shawn, Grant, and Nate. We'll be coming with you guys all season long, giving our takes, debates, and all of that stuff. So this season we got a 3-man crew.
We
So
back, 3-man weave.
yeah, 3-man weave. We gonna come back, with probably like I don't even know, like First Take don't even got 3 people no more. I guess we gotta say First Things First, and I don't even like that show. So dang, bro, somebody gonna have to be Nick Wright. I'll be Chris Broussard. And somebody can be somebody can be Wiles. So but yeah, man. So looking forward to it. We're gonna get into it today. Training camp is starting, so some things to look forward to, player expectations, and maybe get into a little bit of the over under and some wins on some teams. Not too long, just a little bit intro, give you guys a little bit of taste of what the season's going to look like so far. I want to start with first of all, just appreciate you guys riding along with this for another season. Grant, well, I mean, both of y'all, I've seen it. We've been doing this since COVID. So, now that this is like the third full season that we're doing this is pretty electric. So I'm hyped. Gotta say, appreciate y'all, hopping on and looking forward to the season, man.
Yes, sir.
Bro. Always good, chopping it up about sports. Doesn't get much better than this.
The
Absolutely.
season's about to be insane, too.
I think so. Yeah, unlike what Sham said during the offseason, this is going to be one of the most chaotic off seasons this summer, and it was not. It missed. But the season could be hype. So absolutely. Let's get straight into it. Some things we looking forward to this season. We can just kind of go down the line, starting with you, Nate. What is one thing or a couple things you looking forward to this season, and then we can kind of open up the table for discussion.
Some things I'm looking forward to this year. I think coming off of last season, I'm really interested to see if the Thunder can run it back, if they're just going to be as dominant as they were last season. I mean, there really is no signs of them slowing down. They still got Shea, they still got Chet, they got J-Dub, they got all their pieces still. I think the West is obviously every single year going to be a dogfight, but man, if the Thunder can rattle off another 68 wins this year, that's going to be pretty impressive with how the other teams are looking around them. But looking at some other teams, I mean, I think in the East, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that shakes out. You had a lot of different movement over there, but I mean, the Hawks are supposed to be big contenders this year. Tatum's out for most of the year, most likely, and same with Halliburton. So it'll be interesting to see how the East shakes out. But yeah, I think the top story for me is just, can the champs go back to back again this year?
Yeah, I mean, always some good questions around that. That Thunder team is always, I mean, they're stacked right now, and they signed basically all of their big guys that they needed. So we'll see what they can do. But kind of the storyline I'm looking at more hometown here. I'm wondering if we could actually get it done this year, being the Detroit Pistons. Meaning, is this our year since, like we mentioned, exactly, all these injuries in the East, kind of some changes going on. Is this kind of going to be the passing of the torch where we can actually get things done, win a playoff series, and then, kind of see what goes from there? So I'm following that for sure. But just to piss Shawn off, obviously, beyond stoked. My boy Brian James coming back for a 23rd.
Year 23.
I mean, just insane. I wonder, quick question for you guys. Over under 60 games that LeBron James plays?
I mean,
60.
How many he played last year even? It's got to be.
He was right
It's
around
got to be around that number.
It's
I
right
just
around.
pulled that out of my ass, so we'll see.
Whatever the is it 65 for an award? That's how many he's gonna play. He's gonna make sure he's on some
He played
all
70
NBA
last year, so I think he plays. I mean, bearing he's healthy,
Yeah,
I think he'll play 60 at least.
That's the thing.
I mean,
he'll play 60.
I don't know. I got a feeling this might be the year where we
His
see a couple
last year,
more lingering
potentially,
injuries.
potentially last
Injuries, I
year.
say.
I mean, he might play another 5 years. Who knows? But
That's
Nah.
also the thing too, though. Yeah, if it is going to be his last season, when she hasn't come out and said anything, you would
right,
think he'd play a
a decent
majority.
amount.
Obviously, he'd play the most he could. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I'm always curious to see that. Shawn knows that. Nate knows that. Got to look out for my boy Brian James. So
I think he'll play 70 games. It just might be like minutes restriction or something like that, or like a minutes cap.
yeah, could be that too. Yeah,
Because the Lakers, they kind of said like they're gonna monitor that. I don't know what that's gonna look like or whatnot. So if he doesn't play in like back to backs or whatnot, I'd assume he does still, but I think it would be more
yeah,
of like a minutes cap thing, something like that.
yeah.
Don't run him 40 minutes per game. Can't have that going on. So
No, no.
nah, yeah. I think mine, this kind of ties in with both of you guys. Grant, you mentioned the Pistons. Nate, you mentioned who's going to compete with OKC. I'm going in the East. Who's going to come out the East? You guys mentioned the Hallie injury, the Tatum injury. You got the Cavs. Could they possibly get past the second round? You have the Knicks. Could they possibly do something? But it really, for me, it's a toss up right now of who's going to come out the Eastern Conference. I don't know who it's going to be. If I had to like bet on it right now, I'd probably say Knicks, unfortunately. But I'd like that, to change and not be the answer. So, I think there'll be some good competition in the East this year. Especially if teams can stay healthy, like you guys said, Nate, Atlanta. If they can stay healthy, they're definitely somebody that can be reckoned with.
I mean,
Philly,
I still think Cleveland's probably favored up there too. I mean,
yeah.
they're kind of regular season locked down every single time to get 65 plus wins. So, I mean, it'll be
So I mean,
interesting though. I mean,
let's not forget about the Magic too. By the way, Magic
Yeah.
were decimated by injuries last year.
yeah,
And, obviously, if they can stay healthy, like their win total right now is 50.5.
hmm
Yeah.
That's a decent amount right there.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
third, yeah, third in the East, behind the Cavs and Knicks. So I don't know. That's another story that I'm looking for. Like that Magic team, if they can stay healthy, I think they could. I think they could do some numbers in the East.
See, that's the interesting thing. They're so young, but like they have the talent, but it's like can it translate to the playoffs? Because like last year, 7 games. Year before, 7 games. It's like can they translate and obviously stay healthy, in order for them to go past the first round. I think so, but yeah, that's the team I'm keeping an eye out on for sure. The Orlando
Mm-hmm.
Magic. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can end up doing. The addition of Desmond Bain. So we'll see. We'll see. Nate, what's you got any other things looking forward to?
I mean, I know they just had media day. It was kind of fun to see some of the players in their new teams, Katie with the Rockets and CP back at on the Clips, the Unk squad. But nah, I mean, just seeing all the players come back, kind of getting ready for the season. I know they're doing uh, those the Abu Dhabi game in like a day or two here, so that'll be interesting to watch if there'll actually be any sort of competition in that. But no, I mean the opening night games are going to be pretty exciting. Um, but yeah, I think the whole start of the season will just be very interesting to see how teams will kind of get off to either a good start or a slow start here because I feel like that first month and a half of the season really kind of makes or breaks a lot of these teams in the direction they kind of want to go up until at least New Year.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I think, and that's why I always say, like, you got to kind of wait until like 20, 25 games in the season to kind of judge, like, how a team's going to be or whatnot. But I mean, we've seen it before. If a team has a season-ending injury to, a star player, I mean, latest that comes to mind is, that Gordon Hayward, to the Boston Celtics, their season completely turned around. Um, it'd be interesting, what ends up happening, if that does happen. Grant, you got anything to look forward to? I got one other thing, but we want to see if you got anything else.
Um, that was mostly it. Just the battle in the East. Again, just kind of recapping battle in the East. I do agree with Nate. Like, I'm very curious to see if OKC can do it again because I know we've kind of talked like especially last year. Like, is this going to be a dynasty squad for them? Can they keep it up? So always following that. But other than that, obviously, you already know I'm focused on my Lakers. See if Brian can get one more. But other than that, just excited for it to actually be starting again here.
Yeah, yeah. I think another thing, and this kind of ties in, so you can transition here to player expectations. Zion Williamson, will he live up to the hype? It's no, big thing that he hasn't played and hasn't been available or anything. He looked good in his media day. He's looking fit. He said, that this is the best shape that he's been in since college. But now it just has to translate to on the court. It took 5, 6 years, but I mean, maybe it finally, clicked in for him. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on the Zion and New Orleans Pelicans because I'm not going to lie, the Pelicans have a nice squad, but the thing is, are they going to be able to stay healthy? I think like if they're able to stay healthy, they might be able to sneak in to like top 7, 8. Obviously you gotta have a top 6 to lock a playoff spot. But hey, they could be a team. They're a defensive team. They got DeJounte. They made the trade for Jordan Poole. They got Zion, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. So they could do something. It's just a matter of can they stay healthy or not.
Oh my God, they have Hunter Dickinson too.
I didn't even know that.
Oh hell, no.
That's
I
what
might
I
I
was gonna
might
say.
change that take.
But I was trying to think what big men they have. I know they had signed
Oh no.
Looney, but like,
Oh,
I mean, other than the rookie they had last year, Missy, and then like they just don't really got a lot of Derek Queen, but he's hurt for I think the first 2 months or something like the season. So it is
they
really
got
going to be on Zion to see kind of what he can do. Can he play a small ball, 5? What
Yeah.
kind of lineup are they going to have out there? Because I feel like, yeah, every year we see the same thing with Zion. He's in shape, he's feeling good, and then about 2 months into the season,
He's out.
something goes wrong. So, I
yeah.
mean, I love watching him too. He was supposed to be the next one, but it's just something in New Orleans that always happens with those teams where, yeah, whether it's health or they just get off to a bad start and then they have to end up kind of trading some pieces to where they just kind of have to shift game plans halfway through the season. So,
It's that gumbo and that voodoo magic or whatever that be going
Right.
on,
Like
man.
gumbo.
but nah, if Zion, I mean, if he can average a smooth, 25 again and, you know, 8, 9 boards, then he can definitely put him in playing contention. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole, hopefully, will give him at least 20 plus a game. But I do think it'll come down to how they can guard in the paint against some of these other bigger teams in the West. Just because, I mean, I know the Nuggets with Jokic, they also got Valanciunas too. Like, there's just teams that have multiple big lineups that they can throw at teams like the Pelicans. That it'll be interesting to see how they kind of respond.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because Jokic is going to be cooking a team like that
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
no one in the paint. I
I
mean,
mean that's a cool 30, maybe
30 and 20
15.
assists, bro. He's
yeah,
getting,
Yeah.
yeah.
exactly.
I mean, it's
Easy triple
insane.
double by halftime maybe.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
um, but no, Zion, he's one of the guys. Another one that I had. We were talking earlier about the Hawks with Trae Young. Big year for him. I feel like with them getting Porzingis, Dyson Daniels coming off a good year. It's really kind of on his shoulders. Can he be a guy like Shea to lead his team, average 28, 8 assists plus, and get them to a top 3 seed? But you know, same with the Hawks though. I feel like every single year they have a guy or two that goes down, and they just can't really seem to keep going. I think the last couple of years too, they've been having some like coaching changes. I think, trying to even think, do they still got Quinn Snyder as their coach or
Yeah, for now.
Mm.
yeah,
For
so
now, he might be fired mid-season, so we'll see.
that's the thing, is like I feel like they always have rumors about, oh, are they gonna either fire their coach or trade Trey or whatever they're gonna do. So but I think he's a main guy for me going into another big year for him. But what about you, Grant? What was you thinking?
And I'm just shocked they also got Jeremiah Fears. So yeah,
Fears,
just
it'll be
Dude, they're
interesting to see
solid. They're
the
like
Pelicans
solid.
too.
it's a young team. It's just I'm just curious to see how they actually, mesh together. Really the big thing though, yeah, it's just is Zion going to take that next step? Is he going to stay healthy? Because if he does, like this team is solid. Like I think we're talking like maybe not even a play-in game. Like you might get a solidified spot, but
Hmm.
the thing is just they're just so young, and you don't know what you're gonna get out of a team like that. You mean I could see him like starting hot and then maybe cooling off a little bit, kind of as some of these other teams get settled in more. But like on paper right now, this is a very solid team. Um, Definitely could use some help in the big man department a little bit, but other than that, like very solid team. Could see them probably like Nate was saying, probably around like that playing game. If I had to guess, I don't see them missing the playoffs, but the West is just so tough. You just really never know. It just depends who. I mean, 'cause we could get some of these other sleeper teams in the West that come out and start showing out. Like, God, kind of switch subjects here just a little bit, but like I'm curious to see what the Spurs do this year because I know me and you had talked about it. Like, I thought last year they were going to make the playoffs. Obviously, with Wemby going down at the very end of the year, it didn't help and kind of put them in a tough spot. Fox going down as well. It's just kind of like why even make the playoffs, which I get.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm curious to see like what they do. And there's just some other teams around there where I'm just like I'm curious to see what happens there. So Pelicans though on their side, like I said, playing game I would assume just depending on Zion's health, honestly.
Yeah. No, I would. There. That's what I said. Like they could be definitely like a sleeper team. Maybe I wouldn't say like dark horse contender, but definitely like a sleeper team that could. I think they're like them and the Spurs could be like right there. But the Spurs. The thing with the Spurs is, I think De'Aaron Fox is going to be out for a little bit of time still.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Um,
yeah.
so they don't have Chris Paul anymore. So
Okay. I
what
mean, he
will
really didn't
Dylan
do
Harper?
much.
I mean, yeah, but like he was like a point guard, with what Wemby needed is what I'm kind of saying. So, could like, Dylan Harper maybe, step into that role or something like that. That'll be
They gonna be
interesting.
good as long as Wemby is playing night to night mostly. I mean,
True.
Oh, yeah. Wemby top five MVP voting this year.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I'm not ready to
Book
put
it.
him
see,
there.
that's a
I'm
hot take right there.
I'm not ready to put him there yet. I'm
That's
not
a
ready to
hot
put
take
him
that
there yet.
he's as long as he stays healthy, of course. And
At
that's the thing
least,
with
I mean, he's
anybody.
definitely going to be top three for Defensive Player of the Year again,
Oh yeah.
for
I think
sure.
that's a
He
lock. Yeah, I think he
he's
wins it
going to
again.
win
Yeah.
that if he stays healthy. He would have won it the last 2 years, but the
Yeah.
fact was he didn't meet the enough games played.
Right, right.
So, and then before I get mine, I want to go, Nate, good thing, good. I like that Trae Young one because another thing too, he's in a contract here. He
Hmm.
didn't sign an extension this summer. So, and the Hawks didn't want to. So this is kind of like a, hey, what can you do? Like prove it year for him, whether it be, is he going to go somewhere else to get a big contract or, if he tries to stay in Atlanta. So, yeah, to kind of go with that, I got another guard in the East, LaMelo Ball. From the Charlotte Hornets. We always joke about Charlotte. Like they're trash. They're not good. Same thing of these other teams that we talked about can't stay healthy. But Charlotte, like they have the pieces. Like I was looking at the roster, I'm like, they have the guys. They have the pieces. They have the scoring. They have the playmaking. They have the defense. They went to go get Colin Sexton this offseason. But it's like one, they can never stay healthy. I think Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo Ball combined have played like 23 games over, it's about to be like 3 seasons, which is ridiculous. I mean, obviously Miles Bridges had that suspension. LaMelo Ball hasn't played 60 games, over 60 games since his second year in the league. So can he stay healthy and can he be, the franchise player that they want him to be? Because I think if he's not this year or if he's hurt again a lot in and out of the lineup, or they say like, hey, he's not the leader that we need, I think he could be out of there as soon as, possibly trade deadline. I'd like to say, hopefully not, maybe, next summer we have those conversations, but I think, it could come down to, hey, if they're tanking in the, once he gets a trade deadline and they're like, we don't need you no more, then he possibly could be already on the block come, February when that trade deadline comes around.
Yeah, I could.
It'll be interesting to see because You're right. I mean, the Hornets, they deal with injuries, but also, yeah, is LaMelo. I mean, didn't there someone in their front office just say, like, is he going to be a leader this year? How is he going to? I mean, because, yeah, he's going into year six or something like that. So
Yep.
he definitely has value for sure. It's just, is he only going to be a scorer for this team? Is he actually going to contribute to wins? Is he going to make Brendan Miller better this season? Because, I mean, I think after his rookie season, he didn't necessarily take a huge leap this
Yeah.
past year. So like, there's definitely things that they have potential for, but with with them, I don't see them more than like a 25 win team. You know,
Mm.
it's just hard to see them being a team that'll get 35, 40 wins without making some sort of trade. I mean, their backup point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, bro. Like, they got Trey Mann too, but like, I don't know. They drafted a guy out of Duke, Nipple, and they got Colin Sexton. He'll be fun to watch, Sexton.
Yeah. 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 I
But
think
yeah,
Khan will be nice too. He could be. I see like glimpses of like Klay Thompson in his game for real.
yeah. But
Spot
no,
up
yeah. I
shooter.
mean, if LaMelo can stay healthy, he'll obviously. I don't think ever since he made that All-Star game back in like 2021 or something like that, he really hasn't been close to the same kind of production. So,
Hmm.
uh, it'll be interesting to see. Will they put him on the block because he's getting paid a lot. So.
Yeah. So it's a lot of money to put somebody on the block, but like I'm saying, if this is like you said, like year six, if
But I
he
mean,
can't do
even
anything,
I don't think they will trade him because it's like, what are they going to get out of it? A couple draft picks and maybe something else. You might as well just keep him at that
You can
point.
definitely get some. You can definitely get something out of LaMelo Ball. I don't know. I actually think kind of highly of LaMelo Ball. I think he's actually. I mean, again, I know like All Star games and all that stuff isn't there, but I don't know. I think he'll take a big step this year in terms of actually being a leader. I think kind of being called out to see like, hey, can you actually get this done? I want to see if that actually kind of lights a fire under him a little bit. Like if I'm the Hornets, I'd try to do everything I can to try to build around him and at least see what you can do. Especially being in the East. I mean, Lord knows anything's
true.
possible in the East. We were the worst team maybe in history a couple of years ago. I think we might even come out of the East this year. I mean, you just don't know.
That's facts.
Um, so I
You
don't know. I
really
think
don't
on
know,
this,
yeah, with the East.
I lean on the side of like I think he's a good talent there, and I mean honestly, if they get rid of him too, like I don't know. I don't think it's there yet. I think you can still get more out of him before just dishing him off. But I do think if you were to trade him, I think you get more than just maybe a couple draft picks. I think it'd be a decent haul. It wouldn't be anything crazy, but at least like a good solid player for sure, and then a couple more picks, maybe one more just
Yeah.
bench guy
I
or
just don't.
whatever.
I feel like the Hornets have never been that team to be like, trade a guy like, or even get a guy like LaMelo and then trade him for another decent player. Like, I don't really know who they try to go for. It's more realistic they try to trade a guy like Miles Bridges and try to get him someone to pair up with LaMelo again.
Could do
Uh,
that as well too. I like the idea of
Send
pairing
him to
him with somebody
Phoenix.
else.
Send him to
Oh,
Phoenix. Send him to Phoenix with D
Phoenix.
Book.
See,
Phoenix is
Phoenix don't got
interesting.
nothing to trade either, though.
They got
Yeah, dude.
they
I
right
was
now
I
watching.
mean,
everything.
I
yeah,
was watching real quick. I was watching the I don't know what video they had or whatever. It was like their player intros or whatnot. It was
bro,
like kind of like how State does like the Midnight Madness or whatnot. And I
Yeah.
just first comment I see a bunch of nobodies. I'm like, yeah,
dude,
I mean, it's
yeah, you
bad.
literally couldn't name a single guy unless they had their name up there.
dude, yeah. Like they have. I didn't even know Isaiah Livers was on the team. I was like, he's
Oh,
still in the league. I was like,
yeah,
he's on the team. I was like, man,
he's barely on
that's
a team. He's on a two-way, barely.
no. I just, yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, kind of, I guess, with a lot of these teams. It's like, if you're not OKC, if you're not Boston, if you're not, let's say, like New York, you have like a bunch of questions that can be answered. Health is the main one. And then, could you kind of, make some trades, something like that. We thought last winter's trade deadline was crazy. I think this winter's trade line could be even crazier depending
Mhm.
on, what ends up happening. seating wise and things like that. So
Especially if Giannis all of a sudden just gets moved. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I don't think that's gonna. I mean, if Giannis were to be
I don't think
moved
so either,
middle
but
of the season, that would be crazy. That would
That
be
would shatter
crazy.
I
believe.
mean,
And
right after having Luka traded last year, I mean, that'd just be it'd be
Still don't
it'd be
feel
an
real.
insane couple years.
yeah, that's the thing too. I don't like. I can't. I've given up after the Luka trade. I've given up on predicting trades or anything like that because
Yeah.
obviously anything can happen, and that was out of the water. So I mean, who knows? Like, Stephen Curry, LeBron could be traded to the Golden State Warriors midway through the season for all I know. For Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, or something like that. You never know, bro. So
Yeah.
it's
I know
it's
that ain't
interesting.
happening. I know that ain't happening.
You
Sham's
don't think
mom, though,
so?
I just saw this. Jonathan Kuminga, 2-year, $48.5 million deal to re-sign with the Warriors.
Mm,
Is he a guy that's gonna help him out this year? Because I mean, the Warriors. I mean, Curry obviously he's solidified, but is Jimmy gonna help out this year more? And is Draymond? How much does he still have left in the tank? They just got Al Horford, who's on. So he's still playing somehow. The Warriors, they're an interesting team because I mean they won a championship just a couple years ago, and now they're not teetering towards rebuild, but it's like when are they gonna start thinking the future with this team? And two year $48.5 million deal for Kuminga does not sound like they want to keep him long term. I mean,
no, that's Here's my thing with Jonathan Kuminga, and I think like I'm not convinced that he wants to be there in Golden State.
nah, he definitely doesn't.
I don't think he wants to. Like that's why it's taken this long. He didn't want to really be there. At the same time, he wanted to get paid. So it was going to be either or because nobody else around the league except for Sacramento, because who knows what Sacramento's doing, wanted to pay him. So I could see him being traded whenever the first day is available to trade. It's probably sometime in December. I'm really surprised that he signs that. I thought he was just going to get the qualifying offer, for like 15, 18 million. But
Right.
man, that's crazy. I don't think he'll be a big impact. We'll see. But, you know, the Warriors and rookies, not really rookies, but like young dudes in the Steve Kerr era hasn't worked out. I feel like the only one that has was Jordan Poole, and that's literally because he was a shooter and would just come off the bench and just launch threes. So I
Mhm.
think that's the only reason why that really worked. But
Because I
I
want to say they got the Warriors. I'm trying to look at their win total right here. They got them at 45.5 over under, which
It's right there with the
last,
Pistons.
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, that's the thing too. I mean, with them being in the West, it's like and usually they're right around that mark. But with everyone
well,
on their team just getting a year older now, it'll be interesting to see. But I still love Jimmy Butler too. I mean, he might not have games every single night in the regular season where you're like, okay, but if they sneak into the playoffs or playing, they're definitely gonna be.
No, it's not a team you want to play.
No, definitely not.
absolutely. Yeah.
Just they're just like you said, they're sneaky good. Like
Yeah,
Jimmy's still got something in the tank. Steph's obviously Steph. Draymond is kind of to the point now with him though. It's like I don't know. I mean, like he wasn't he had a bad season. He's just I mean, his production's obviously dropping every year, and he's just getting older. So I mean, like defensively, is he gonna be as good? He's just around kicking people in the nuts 24/7. He's not even gonna play defense and just kick him in the nuts. I mean, he might just revert to that. I don't know. It's Draymond, so I don't know. I think the Warriors win total is probably fair, right around 45.5, 46. I mean, what a couple different ones have a different, but I think it's
Well,
got to be right around there. Just if they can sneak in, like you said, I mean, like actually truly get in 6 seed or above, I think they're going to be solid. But
well,
there's just so many good teams in the West now where I think they're kind of past their prime in terms of actually getting it done.
speaking of
yeah.
that, sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No. I was just gonna, kind of echo that. Like, yeah, I see them as like playing team. Possibly could push it in. to the playoffs. It's really going to come down to, I mean, I think this is a common thing around all the league, but really what we've been emphasizing tonight is just health. How many games are you
Hmm.
going to get out of Jimmy Butler? Last year he was dealing with the injury. Was it an injury or was it he didn't want to play in Miami anymore, right? Steph went out for a couple games, and then they went down in the playoffs. Draymond, and then Big L. Like, I don't know what you're going to get from him. So you're going to have to depend on Jonathan Kuminga a little bit more.
Right.
And if Jonathan Kuminga doesn't really mess with Steve Kerr,
Pod's got to play
it's
better.
vice. Yeah, and Ponds has to play better. So it's Warriors. It'll be a very interesting team. With Stephen Curry, anything is possible, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, still, they gotta work some things out, I think. So
Yeah. And I was going to go from that transitioning player or teams that need to stay healthy. The Los Angeles Clippers win
oh my
total at
gosh,
47.5. So very close to the Warriors. I mean, they think they'll probably be around the same area in the standings. I mean, Shawn, you're the expert on this team, so I want to hear what you think on
this
that. Are you
team.
smashing the over on that? Is that a
Yeah,
guarantee this season?
Oh hell,
yeah. I'm gonna take it. You said it was at 47.5.
7.5, which
40.
honestly it was lower than I thought. I thought they'd be at like 49.5.
Yeah.
DraftKings got him 48.5.
Okay, so
Okay.
so
So
around the
basically,
50 win team,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just a little under, but
I think so. I think
Actually, you
so.
could smack that for plus 100 odds too. 48.5.
I
So if
might do
you're
that.
looking to make some
and
money, it is plus money
it,
at the moment. So
I might do that. Here's the thing with the Clippers, and this is the first episode, so we haven't been able to talk about it, but it's gonna rely on whatever ends up happening with this investigation, right? Because it's surrounding their best player, Kawhi Leonard. If he's suspended or something like that, then you know any hopes of a deep playoff run or anything like that basically washed away, right? Because I'm not depending on James Harden. But granted, nothing has happened yet. It's an investigation.
it's all alleged.
All alleged conspiracies, as he said. I think they're solid. I think yeah, they could get around 50 wins. Probably around like I'd say anywhere probably like 49, 51 wins. It just depends on how much production are you going to get out of. I think not really Kawhi, but more or less like Harden, Zubac. The new additions. Bradley Beal, John Collins. What can they kind of add to the team because when Kawhi's on the court, you already know what you're gonna get from Kawhi, right? So
I
that's a
think
no
they'll have
brainer.
solid defense. I mean,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I
it's
think
just
they'll
yeah,
be up there
can they
with
keep up
OKC defense.
with
Yep,
some of these younger teams
yep,
through 4 quarters?
yep, yeah. So, and that's one team. We talked about the Pelicans. The Pelicans and the Clippers. They can never beat them. The Pelicans always win for some reason. I don't understand. Kind of it gets annoying, but I mean it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But
But then they
yeah,
probably beat a good team. They'll probably beat a good
facts.
team though later in the season. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. I kind of already knew you were gonna take the over regardless of what it was. So I
Not if
just
it was
wanted to,
like
I just wanted
53
to
or
hear you
something like
say it
that.
again.
Yeah, hear me say it again. It's crazy.
But
Yeah, I got a couple other over unders here before we end it. We talked about the Pistons. Pistons DraftKings had them at 48.5. You taking that? I'm gonna take that over. It might be hard, but I think if we're depending on Cade, I think who's gonna have an MVP type of caliber year, top five MVP conversations this year. If you see us jump from Sar, from Jaden Ivey, and Uncle Tobias still producing at a good rate, I think they could hit that
you said 48
48
and a
and a half.
half?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I would probably take that too. I mean, we had 44 last year. I feel like a couple of those games too last year we probably could have won.
for sure.
Um, I mean, Asar too. He was out for how many handful of games? If he stays
Yeah,
healthy this year, I think he'll give us a huge boost on both sides of the floor. But yeah, I mean, especially too. I mean, we said it. The Pacers, we don't know how they're going to be, and the Celtics, we don't know. So that's two teams already that were in the top five of the standings last season that could easily drop 5 games.
yep, yep.
So yeah, I'd probably take that.
sorry, boys. I just realized I messed up. The article I was reading was from last year. The win
That's
total. So
crazy.
Shawn, the Clippers are probably not plus 100.
Okay.
We'll work on that one later. We'll cut that in post.
Got that in close.
Nah, we're keeping that one.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, now I'm looking at the right stuff here. So yeah, it's got this one. Hold on, let me just confirm.
What
Let me just confirm.
I see minus 118 for the Clippers over, which
Okay.
July 14th, 2025. This is where I'm getting my article from. Right then and
Okay.
there is when I had Detroit at 45 and a half.
45 and
yeah.
a half.
If it was 45 and a half, I'd
Yeah,
smash that
40.
too.
I mean,
I'm
again,
taking that.
this article I'm looking is July 14th. However, it is this year, so I did do something right. But
Yeah,
I'm taking
I
I
that.
would
mean, even
Yeah.
take
FanDuel's
that.
got 46 and a half, so
Yeah,
Taking that too.
I would smack that for sure. Orlando's, they got 51 and a half. I just don't know if they stay
they're
healthy that long.
they're
That's
they're
one that
big
I
on
was.
Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, I
Here,
think they have a really good year. I do, but
Yeah.
52 wins.
I don't know. I think really, and I don't know. I know I said this a lot last year, but like Jalen Suggs was the heart and soul of that Orlando Magic team last year. I expect him to be the same this year. Like you know what you're getting from France, you know what you're getting
Mhm.
from Paulo, Desmond Brain. You're gonna get inconsistent one night and then consistent, for probably 2 nights. So I think Jalen Suggs is going to be the X factor once again, because of the defense, his playmaking, things like that. That's really going
Mhm.
to be able to determine how far this Magic team can go. 51?
That's
I
what I'm saying.
I don't know about that. I don't know how
I got them
confident I'd be in
48,
that.
49, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
I have a lot of teams in the West at like 48,
yeah,
40 set, like somewhere there.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. If I was a betting man, if I'd bet on that, the Magic, I'd move it down to probably 48 and a half, just to be safe, because 50, I mean, is pushing it. I mean, 50 is basically like you're the 3 seed, which a lot of, media
I mean,
outlets and things like that have him at the 3 seed,
that's
behind
kind of where I
Cleveland and New
I'll
think.
take the
York.
over.
So,
They're getting 50 wins, bro. I'll take
you
the
think
over on
so?
that. Yeah. They
Hmm.
Well,
just
yeah,
have
somebody has
there's
to.
too many signs pointing to them being good right now. But you're right. I mean, it does depend on health, but with if they're healthy, I think they get 50. And I think a
Yeah.
team like Milwaukee, Indy, or Miami, you know, slide down the standings. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they got New
Uh,
Jersey, so hopefully they got
yeah, New Jersey's.
a little more swag
Mm.
on the court, a little more
That's
hype to
true.
actually play.
True. What about Milwaukee? Milwaukee, DraftKings had him at 43 and a half.
I mean, Giannis going to be an MVP candidate, but
I'm smacking that still. I'm
I think
smacking it.
Giannis is going to win MVP because he's going to have to drop 35, 15, and 8 for his team to have a chance in any
40,
game this year.
I
43. I'm
still
going to
think
take
that
the under on that.
I'm smacking
Okay.
it. Give
I'm
me
going to
the
take the
over.
under on that one. Not a lot to say with that team other than Giannis.
Are
And
we
they
Yeah, I
kept
writing this
mean,
Doc
down
Rivers. I
somewhere?
mean, Doc
Are
Rivers
we writing?
he is a good regular season head coach, but I don't know, man.
their starting point guard is Kevin Porter Jr. and they have Kyle
Yeah,
Kuzma.
I do not
So
know, bro. Like
yeah, yeah,
Bobby
that one's
Portis, Torian Prince, not looking good, bro. Not looking good.
Just all I need to hear was Giannis.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
smacking
mean
the
that's
over.
fair. That's fair. He could easily lead their team to that many wins.
Yeah,
I got two. I
he's
got
going
two
to.
teams real. I
Yeah.
got two teams for you guys real quick too. Once we finish talking about Bucks here, over
Go ahead.
unders.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
Obviously, gotta ask you since we were talking about Clippers. What about Lakers? They got them 47 and a
Mm,
half, I think. Either
Mm,
47 and a half or 48
that's
and a half.
over, bro.
And
I
yeah,
had
respectfully, I'm
DraftKings
smacking
48 and a
that.
half.
Yeah, I'm
I'd take that. I'd
smacking it.
take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's gonna hurt, is if, like Luka gets hurt, obviously, that probably won't hold up. Or,
Yeah.
He's
if
in
like
shape now, bro. He ain't getting hurt. He's
that's
in
the
Yeah,
shape.
same
so is
gimmick we hear
Zion.
with Zion. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
same
So
gimmick
is
we
Ah.
Zion.
hear with Zion. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious that, Men's Magazine and everything is talking about, this dude losing shape. Like, dude, he's been doing it, all these years, but now
Yeah, it
because
don't
he's in
matter.
LA, it's a big deal. So I thought that was hilarious, bro. Hilarious, man. Nah,
Uh,
yeah,
I got
I'm
one more
taking that
team.
though.
So we've talked about some good favorites. What about the worst team they're projecting, the Utah Jazz? 18 and a half. I mean, that's
Wow,
terrible. 18 and a half.
that's pretty bad.
I
Honestly,
gotta
I'm
smack the
surprised
over just
that it
because, just give me some
that it's
faith.
not the Nets.
The Nets are close. The
The Nets
Nets,
are at like 20.
they're not even the worst in the East.
It's the
Who
Hornets.
is?
The
Washington?
Wizards, the Wizards got that one. Yeah, they got
Gosh,
them by they
Wizards.
got them by a game. I
golly.
mean, talk about mid. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great down
Um,
there.
I
The
mean,
you
Utah
Utah,
Jazz.
yeah,
you said 18 and a half?
at
Yeah, yeah. It's not great.
give
It's
me the
not great.
over at that point. I don't even know how much
Just
lower
help
you
them
can go
out.
than
Yeah.
18.
I mean, I probably honestly I'm gonna take that just because of Lauri Markkanen, right? Lauri Markkanen is gonna play the first 20 games, then probably be hurt until the trade deadline, and then probably get traded.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Is
Utah
Ace
always.
Bailey actually good? Is he actually going to be good?
That's true. That's true. Utah always.
Mm.
I don't know what it's been ever since they've gotten Lauri Markkanen, but like the start of the season, they'll be like one of the top like 5 seeds. Like I'll be looking at the records and
They
I'll be
are
like,
goaded to start.
Utah is up here. Like how? And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
no.
they just get to like the meat of their schedule, and it's like around Thanksgiving or so, and they just plummet down like no other team, and it's like yeah,
Yep.
No.
Yep.
it's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They rattle off like 12 straight losses and then get a
Yeah.
win and then
Yep.
10
Yep.
more losses. It's just a
Yeah,
constant
no.
cycle.
They are another team that is just they're fighting for that number one pick for sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
there's
think if
no
they don't get it this year, I mean, I don't know what they could do. I honestly don't know what they could do at
Yeah.
this point.
they've been talking about trading Markkinen for a couple years now too. So it's like, is that actually
They
going to
need
happen this
to.
season?
They need to. Him and Walker
He's
Kessler,
getting paid 46 mil, bro.
yeah,
That's
to sit on the
insane.
bench and basically
Mm.
go out there, score 25 points for me, grab 6 rebounds, and you're done. You don't got to
Yeah.
worry about winning. Just go out there, do your thing, and it's AAU ball for him, bro. And he's getting paid 46 M's. I
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
that in a heartbeat, man. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Nah,
all those teams, though, in reality, probably take the under just because they're going to be taking all season.
for sure. Yeah,
But
yeah, no. I got two more. We got to
all right,
do
but
top two from the last year. You got the champs 62.5 is what I had for DraftKings. We
Hmm.
taking that over? We under? Last year they were 68 and 14. Um,
Yeah, I'm smacking
over,
the
okay,
yeah,
over.
smacking the over.
yeah,
I want to see him try to get 70.
they could, they could. I mean, they haven't really had like obviously Chet was like their biggest injury last year, but like outside of that, like they've been pretty healthy for the most part. So
They seem like they have that mentality too every night that it's like we're just going to try to, you know, beat you down every game. So,
mhm,
I
yeah,
mean,
I mean they're all young and in their prime, so they can do it.
yeah,
So
no.
I
But the
wouldn't be
West is
surprised
tough, so it'll be interesting.
for sure. And then I got the Cavs who are the number one seed, 56.5. You smacking
Mm.
that or no? I'm leaning towards under, but I could see the over.
Mm.
I'll take the under on that. I think they're a 50-win team, but maybe like 52, 53.
Yeah, yeah, same. That's what I think.
Honestly, I'd stay away from it. I wouldn't bet nothing on it, but if I had to, probably taking the over.
Okay,
Mm,
I like
mm.
that.
It's
Yeah,
just
I mean
they're regular season merchants, and then they
They
go out
really
in the
are.
they
playoffs, and then
are,
they
they
lose,
are.
which we all know that they're going to do. It's clockwork.
I'm
I
excited to
mean,
see Lonzo play for him,
yeah, same.
see what he
Man
can do.
was yeah. I mean, last year they were 64 and 18, so I don't think they do that again.
No, I don't think they do that, but I could see them getting 57.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
that's fair.
I could see that happening. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean they should be a solid team. I don't think they'll be the number one in the East again. I think that'll be the Knicks, but it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. But Yeah, man. So that's all we got for today. Just diving into the NBA season just a little bit, getting into it. We'll be talking more once the season ramps up. Training camp and practices and stuff like that. Once more storylines come out, I'll be on for sure. Our hot takes and stuff. Before the season begins. But until next
We
time,
back. Let's go.
yes, sir. Oh yeah,
We're
no, we
back.
back. We back. Hyped to be
It's gonna be
back.
a great season.
Oh yeah, I'm hyped, for hoop season. This is the time of the year where, you know, can come home after work or whatnot, and I expect some NBA game on. It's not like NFL where you got to wait per week, till
Right.
Sunday. So it's basketball. You usually got one or two games on. That's decent. So
Hmm.
yeah, and you got Michael Jordan, the GOAT, coming back and reporting. So
That's gonna
I'm
be
excited to
wild.
see that. I'm excited to see that for
I
real, for
want to
real.
see. Is he gonna be hating on every team?
Probably.
He
I
better, he
don't
better
know.
interview LeBron James. I want to hear him interview LeBron James personally.
One on one, Michael Jordan with LeBron James, bro. That would go hard. I'm not even gonna lie. That would go
Oh
hard.
yeah, that'll get views for sure.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. But that's all we got for today. Until next time. Catch you guys.